Hi, this is King of Review. Find the x-intercepts of the quadratic function below. Y equals x squared minus 2x plus 2. So in this problem, we want to find the x-intercepts of this equation here. Let's think about this. If we have a coordinate plane, we have our x-axis and our y-axis. And if we plot a line on this axis, let's say our line looks like this. Now looking at the x-axis, where does our graph cross over the x-axis? Well, right here. So this would be our x-intercept. X-intercept is where the graph crosses or touches the x-axis. And what is the y-coordinate of this point? Well, we know it would have some value for x, and the y-coordinate would be 0. The y-coordinate of the x-intercept is 0 because when a graph touches the x-axis, the y value of that point is 0. So we can set our y value here as 0. So let's do that. We have 0 equals x squared minus 2x plus 2. We're trying to solve for the x-intercept, and we know the y-coordinate of an x-intercept is 0. So now let's solve for x. We can do that by factoring this side. One method for doing this is to use the quadratic equation. When you have a function that's in the form 0 equals ax squared plus bx plus c, you can use the quadratic equation. This equation is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and all of this is divided by 2a. So let's take a look at our equation here. Our a value is the coefficient on the x squared term. That's a 1. Our b value is negative 2, and our c value is equal to 2. So let's put this information here into the quadratic equation. We have x equals minus a negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2, and all of this is divided by 2 times 1. Now let's work on simplifying this. We get 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 8, all divided by 2. And then we get x equals 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 divided by 2. So what do you notice about this number here? We have a negative number underneath the square root sign. This is not a real number. So it's not a real number. Therefore, when we get an answer like this, not a real number, this means that our graph does not have any x-intercepts. So letter C is correct. Now let's think about this on our coordinate plane. If we were to plot our parabola y equals x squared minus 2x plus 2, it would look something like this. So we have our parabola here, yet you can see here it never touches the x-axis. Therefore, it does not have an x-intercept. And that's why we got this answer here when we applied our equation to the quadratic equation. So not a real number. So there are no x-intercepts for this parabola. Letter C is correct. Thanks for watching.